Synthetix is a derivatives liquidity protocol that allows anyone to easily gain access to a variety of assets, including cryptocurrencies, forex, equities, and commodities. Basically, think of this as taking all of the stock market, all of the cryptocurrency, and bringing it together in one easy-to-use location that allows you the benefits of operating on the Ethereum blockchain. Hey everyone, and welcome. This is Robert with Altcoin Buzz, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at Synthetix. I'll show you what it does, how it works, everything like that, but most importantly I want to start off with the general understanding of what Synthetix does and why I think it's so cool. So if you're like me, you like to invest in cryptocurrencies, perhaps you like to invest in stocks, but one of the issues with this is that as a US resident, I can be certainly limited as to what cryptocurrencies I can invest in. So for me personally, it's very hard to find an exchange that supports Ripple, for example. With Synthetix, you can gain access to a variety of different cryptocurrencies. However, you can do this all within the Ethereum blockchain. So I don't have to get a Bitcoin wallet. I don't have to get a Binance Smart Chain wallet. I don't have to get a Tezos wallet. I can get access and exposure to all of these assets simply by operating on the Ethereum blockchain. The same thing with Forex trading. If I want to purchase Japanese yen, I don't have to open a true foreign exchange account. I can get exposure to these different assets still operating simply out of my MetaMask wallet. You can see we've got equities and we've got commodities as well. So within the context of Synthetix, I just want to run through a few of their different assets to kind of show you the depth and amount of different assets that you have available for you. You have Bitcoin, obviously. So let's just suppose right now that we're creating a new cryptocurrency wallet for each of these. We've got Bitcoin, we've got Ethereum, we've got BNB. So we're already up to a variety of different wallets that we would have to create right here. If we want a Tezos wallet, an XRP wallet, a Bitcoin wallet, a BNB wallet, right? And again, I know there's some overlap with Ethereum and BNB, and there's things like multi-chain wallets. I completely understand that, but what I'm trying to show you is that you can gain access to all of these different assets simply within your MetaMask by holding the S token version of these. So SXRP, Tezos, Link. Some of these, it's a matter of convenience, right? It's easy for me to get Ethereum. It's easy for me to get Bitcoin as a US resident. It is quite a bit harder for me to get a hold of Ripple, for example. But with this, I can easily get Ripple while using the convenience of the Ethereum blockchain. So they've got a variety of different cryptocurrency assets. They've got foreign exchange. And again, this is where they really stand out because we know about multi-cryptocurrency wallets. Trust Wallet. I use Trust Wallet. I like Trust Wallet. Not telling you that you should use it, but it's great for multi-cryptocurrency support. However, Trust Wallet, again, I can't put stocks in the Trust Wallet. I can't do foreign exchange trading in the Trust Wallet, which I can do with Synthetix. So not only can I gain access to a variety of different cryptocurrencies, I can gain access to a variety of different foreign exchange assets. So you can see here we've got euros, Japanese yen, Australian dollars, British pounds, Swiss francs, and then South Korean won. So a variety there. Equities, they're still building this up a little bit, but again, even just kind of at the baseline, they've got some interesting choices here. So the FTSE 100 index, the Nike index, and then obviously Tesla being just a simple stock. So the point that I really want to drive home here is that you've got all of these assets that you can gain exposure to simply from an Ethereum wallet, and then we're throwing in commodities such as gold, oil, and on top of that we've got inverse oil as well. So a variety of different assets that are all easily available for you within the context of a simple Ethereum wallet, be it MetaMask or whatever your wallet of choice is. So when we talk about these synthetic assets, I do want to point out a few differences between the real asset and the synthetic asset. So there's really two questions that people will want to consider when they think about this. The first is the advantages of holding a synthetic asset. Now, I talked about holding Synthetix and the fact that it's easier through MetaMask and stuff like that, but especially when we start talking about these commodities, it can be hard to hold gold. You have to find a safe place to store it. The oil, the same thing. You have to find a place to store it. If you live in an apartment like me, you're not going to be storing a lot of oil, but with Synthetix, I can easily store oil in the form of these synthetic assets, so it can be more convenient. One thing that people will want to say, though, is that it's very important when you're looking at these synthetic assets to make sure that they maintain an appropriate peg to the asset that they're really trying to mirror. So when we talk about these assets holding their peg tightly, we can see that XAU, which would be the synthetic version of gold, at about $1,900 an ounce on MarketWatch, holding its peg very tightly at $18.97. So an incredibly tight peg there. It's doing a great job of following the markets. And then with the oil as well, that is holding at $66.77. Price on MarketWatch, $66.81. So those pegs are incredibly tight. And then if we look at the foreign exchange rates as well, the reason I'm going through this is because a lot of people will be concerned and they'll say, well, I'm not really investing in gold. I'm not really investing in silver. I'm not really investing in Japanese yen. I'm not really investing in Bitcoin. And the reason that I'm going through these steps and showing you is because I want to prove to you that yes, you're not investing in true gold or true Bitcoin, but you're investing in a synthetic asset that mirrors the price of this extremely, extremely close. It's not 100% the real thing, but for most practical purposes, it is essentially the same thing, but with a lot more convenience, a lot more portability, and a lot more ease of use for you. So again, here the pound, 142 on Synthetix, 142 on MarketWatch. And then if we take a look at the euro, we're at 122 here, 121 over on MarketWatch. So obviously the key takeaway here is that it does a very, very good job of maintaining that peg. And yes, it's not the same thing, but for all intents and purposes, it is very, very close. Okay, so now that I've shown you what a synthetic asset is, what it does, and especially how incredibly good they are at holding their pegs to real world assets, what I want to do is actually go through and show you the steps for getting involved with these synthetic assets. Now, because these are represented as ERC20 tokens, they can be traded on the Ethereum blockchain, which means that you can trade some of these through Uniswap. However, they also have their inbuilt exchange that you can use as well. So if we want to actually get involved and start purchasing these synthetic assets, we can obviously do that through Uniswap, because at the end of the day, they are ERC20 tokens, so we can trade them wherever we want. However, they also do have their inbuilt Quenta exchange, which is derivatives trading with infinite liquidity. So we're simply going to click on that and start trading. Now, one thing I do want to point out about this exchange, it is for trading from a synthetic asset to another synthetic asset. So what you'll see here is that I do not have any synthetic assets to trade in my wallet. I have Ethereum, I have various forms of ERC20 tokens, but I don't actually have an ERC20 synthetic asset. So what you'll see here when we go to this site, it's asking me to trade from one synthetic asset to a variety of different synthetic assets. Now, this is the thing that I do want to point out. I have Ethereum in my wallet. I have, I think, USDC. I have Basic Attention Token. I need specifically to have a synthetic asset in order to make this trade. So before I can do this, I can get synthetic assets through a variety of sources. Obviously, I can trade on Uniswap. Now, one thing I will point out, I tried to trade on version 3 Uniswap. It was not active, so I did have to drop back down to a version 2 of Uniswap. For 0.01 ETH, I can get about 27.5 SUSD, versus if I go on their official website, what I have to do, I have to go to their dashboard and I have to convert from 0.01 ETH to SUSD, and here it's giving me about 27.61. Let me just check back Uniswap, 27.51. Just for the purposes of the video, we will go through and do the trade directly on their official website. So we are going to go ahead and submit this order. Obviously, that transaction is processing, and I do like to show you this every time. We always have the ability of checking that transaction on Etherscan if we want to see what's going on with it. We can see a variety of different facts about the transaction, just something to do while we wait. We can see the estimated confirmation time, which one good thing is that lately Ethereum gas fees have dropped a little bit, so that transaction was able to go through pretty quickly. And then what we'll see now is that we do have that token in the wallet. We can see SUSD of 27.51. Now, this is where we can actually get into holding those synthetic asset sets. So all that we have to do now that we have that SUSD in our wallet, we simply select the asset that we're wanting to go from. Now, obviously, if we had synthetic Ethereum, synthetic Bitcoin, we could go from any synthetic to any other synthetic. Obviously, kind of the entry route is getting that SUSD, so that's going to kind of be your baseline default pair, but we can go from any different pair we want. We're going to be using SUSD. We're going to click on this and it's going to automatically fill our wallet balance, and we can trade, as I said, to really any different asset that we want. So in this example, let's suppose that we want to hold gold, right? We simply type in SXAU and it's going to bring up that gold. Go back, enter the max amount, and it's going to trade this for us. So we've got everything set up, we're ready to go, and we will simply submit that order. Again, with these gas fees, I always like doing average because it seems to work pretty well. Alrighty, so that transaction has finally confirmed. If we go back to our dashboard, what we can see is that we now have this SXAU, so we have a synthetic version of gold that's sitting inside our MetaMask wallet. So the possibilities here, this is just something that's completely mind-blowing to me. The ability to have gold, the ability to have oil, the ability to have Bitcoin, Tezos, all of these different things simply sitting in my Ethereum wallet is absolutely amazing to me. Now, one other thing that I think is absolutely amazing about this, not only can we get all of these synthetic assets, but because this is based on smart contracts, because this is based on the Ethereum blockchain, all of these different things, not only can we purchase assets that if gold goes up, the price of our synthetic gold goes up, we can also short these assets and basically perform inverse functions of these various financial assets. So as you can see here, if I use this SUSD, I have the ability of shorting either Ethereum, or I have the ability of shorting Bitcoin, or if I don't want to fool with that, I also have the ability of shorting through purchasing an I token. And so as you can see here, they have a variety of these things called I tokens. So it's the exact same process that we went through to purchase our synthetic gold, but instead of trading from SUSD to SXAU, we would trade to IBTC or iEthereum, whatever asset we were wanting an inverse. So again, this is something you don't have to go through all the complexities of opening a short position, anything like that. You can simply buy and hold these I tokens that go inversely to the price of the underlying asset. Now, with that being said, that's the thing that I think is absolutely the coolest about Synthetix. However, there's also other utilities to the site as well. Within this ecosystem, they also have a staking dashboard, which allows you to earn cryptocurrency rewards as a result of staking your SNX tokens. Now, I do want to be clear that there's a lot of S's going around here. We have SUSD, we've got SBTC, we've got SETH, right? The synthetic assets are different from the underlying SNX token. So the SNX token is the native token of this platform. It's the native token of Synthetix, and it should be remembered that this is separate from those synthetic assets. So holding the SNX tokens gives us a variety of advantages. The one that specifically I want to focus on here is the ability to stake the SNX token and get a 23.12% APY. So in order to do this, we first need to have some SNX in our wallet. So again, we don't really need a whole lot of these tokens, but just in the sake of completeness, I do want to show you how it works. So we're going to go to Ethereum and we're going to swap from Ethereum to SNX. It's saying that we can get a better price by trading on Uniswap version 2, so why not? Going to go ahead and click swap just to get a little bit of those SNX tokens. Go ahead and confirm that swap. Again, we will be using that average gas fee in our MetaMask wallet. And one thing, sometimes when you're working with a new token, if you don't have it, it gives you an easy way of adding this to MetaMask. One of the things I like about Uniswap or CoinGecko, they make this really easy. You used to have to go through and put in all the decimals and everything like that yourself. Now you just click add SNX to MetaMask and then add your token, and it will be reflected in your wallet. That transaction has been confirmed, and then now if we go back, what we will see is that we do indeed have that SNX in our wallet. If we go to staking and then we go to the earn feature, we have the ability of staking Synthetix. So in order to actually go through with staking our SNX tokens, we're going to go to staking.synthetix.io, select the mint operation, press max to populate the max amount of SUSD we'll be able to mint given our SNX holdings, and then just the input amount to suit our strategy. So we're going to go ahead to mint SUSD. We're going to click on mint max, and it will allow us to mint 5.48 USD. So we're going to go ahead and mint that. Again, making sure we use that average gas fee. And then we can now see that we have a 2.04 of that SNX staked. So our staked value is about $27.47. And then they do have a calculator that shows you a couple of the different rewards that you can get, different APR, different things like that. So from staking SNX, they estimate the reward at about 25.71%, whereas lending Synthetix network tokens is at about 5.3%. This is something that I consider a little bit more intermediate to advanced, and I actually wanted to go back and add this portion into the video specifically because I like showing new things, and really the main point of this video was showing you how to gain access to those different assets through Ethereum. The staking features, the staking functionality is something that is important. It's great being able to earn those rewards, but at the same time, it can be something that's a little bit more complicated, a little bit more involved. So I don't want anyone jumping into it, getting confused, or possibly feeling like they've lost their cryptocurrency without knowing what's going on. So one thing that I will point off right out the bat is that this is only made available once per week on Wednesdays. So here's a huge difference between this and something like Compound, where you can see your interest, your earnings accruing in real time. So again, I just put these in. It's a Thursday, so I won't even be able to claim my rewards till Wednesdays. On top of that, you have to have a collateralization ratio high enough to claim these rewards. So you can see here it says 600% on the platform. Here it says that my target is 500%. Either way, keep in mind that you are going to have a very high collateralization ratio, and if your ratio is too low, you will have to burn some of those SUSD back to SNX so that you can claim your rewards. And again, it's not that this is a bad system, it's not that there is anything wrong with it. That being said, I still wanted to go back, explain it, just so no one tries to stake and then worries when they don't see their rewards automatically accruing, or if their C ratio gets out of whack and they're unable to claim. I just did want to be able to show you those steps so that you at least had an idea of what's going on. Again, the staking feature, the ability to earn, that's really neat. I always like being able to earn some of that income by staking, by lending, different forms of passive cryptocurrency income. But at the end of the day, the big takeaway for me, the thing that I think that is most important about Synthetix is that it gives you that ability to easily gain access to a variety of different assets that you might not be able to get access to otherwise. So I wouldn't be able to hold a lot of oil. I wouldn't, perhaps as a US resident, maybe I couldn't easily invest in Japanese yen. What Synthetix does is it makes it incredibly easy for you to invest and to become involved with all of these assets using an interface, using a wallet that you're already familiar with, that you already know how it works. So that's the key advantage that I see here with the Synthetix network. Obviously, there's a whole other host of features as well, but like I said, the big thing here, getting access to all of these different assets from within an easy-to-use Ethereum wallet is the big deal for me. So, as always, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it useful, and I'll see you next time.